is the time to come together. Keep Liberia safe forever. So open up your heart and let the unity begin. Love is all we need to make it stand. Let's cultivate one another. Learn to live together as brothers and sisters. Without togetherness, we won't have a peace of mind. Unify and have a peaceful, sweet Liberia. Land of liberty is our home. Keep it standing. This is the one and only home that we have. Sweet Liberia. This land of liberty is our home. Let us keep it standing. It's the one and only home that we have. Oh, sweet Liberia. Love is all we need to make it stand. Unify and have a peaceful home. Change is all we need to make it stand. Let's unify and have a peaceful home. Sweet Liberia. Land of liberty is my home. And let us keep it standing. It's the one and only home we have. Say sweet Liberia. This land of liberty is my home. Keep it standing.
He's currently in Monrovia. He's expected to meet the president of Liberia, President George Weah, after he has opted to meet him. But again, we're just hoping that little Emmanuel lives will be improved. So the second segment, like I said, we had to pay homage, host the lawmaker of Nimba District number 9, District number 7, the Honorable Roger S.Y. Doma. He will be our guest. We will be discussing some local and national issues as it relates to development in Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our one world. I want to say thank you for joining us. This program is also on Voice of Yahweh Mesono. Guys, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Dolo, is it Dolo? Rufus, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Mark, and I guess how are you doing this morning? I guess you are quite good. And how is Yahweh Mesono this morning?
Well, you know, just yesterday.
So let's look at national issue. I mean, the issue district-wise. Let's look at what is happening there. We are now in the dry season. Tell us how is the road condition like?
Well, the road condition is not bad. The only thing is facing I'm wishing for the way and all of those always the right to still come between Nimba and Malo, one country, and also this to the Monaya in down the front. The third district. So the we should see that all the
So you talk about ferry. So what are the citizens saying about ferry? This ferry, I'm told a lawmaker is supposed to be turning over this ferry for the crossing point between Bone County and Bone and Nimba counties. And so, what the citizens have been saying as it relates to that so far.
Well, no, I mean, to be on 4 to 5 months ago, I was saying to me that I would be at the state that we joined, didn't mind that on one country,
Mm,
or and on there about so for this further with the project. Of the training not the carry out thing, but the only thing I did was like, we should keep it, you know, we start everything out, we try to have to be prepared by the engineer and a lot of people. Pretty much at the end of the day, the usually the site that is going to be made, only the part of the labor that is the pipe,
mm.
the spirit of being a fresh it, who actually knew it was the funny the young young people so they get carried,
Mm. So, I mean, how difficult has it been in terms of people crossing between the specific area that this ferry is to be placed, and with the news that the ferry will be placed to that particular crossing point. So, how welcoming is this information by the citizen?
well, it's really no crazy idea from something like that because now the easier move on the river than using the use the river and that's why line and
Okay.
you can go. Yeah. So they have the motor ferry and the short side, some go to the rest of all because that was the easier for me to say, you know what for the district in Numa. That was
Mm.
one that they get the whole of the class. So, so the city are very happy to hear something they are waiting to see happy.
Mm. Okay, so far, and let's move a bit from the ferry. Let's talk about other issue. The last time when we hosted the show, unfortunately, last week we were not able to have the show, but we were talking about security and the issue of healthcare. If we were to talk about it in Nimba as a whole, and also of narrowing it to district number 9, what can you say?
Well, when I thought about security, where to be very friends, this is
Let's start. Let's start with the issue of health first before going to
now,
security.
the health,
Yeah.
so,
Yes, I said health issue.
but the issue I want to this thing on for me to be very and respect this year.
Mm,
That because it looks so disappointing or so completely the student who work with together get trouble.
mm,
Yeah. Most of the students English learn years from two, I mean, especially the two of two. So they say something that you if you know and they say salary, you should expect it
mm.
yeah. So yeah, I don't think communities are clinic there and they don't want to have access to help most of the because the clinic is high level. So people travel more than I think more than 200 this to another clinic, or to another district for visit.
Mm.
So they are the help to be very as the journey or the spirit of this in the night is not how well with it.
So there's still some problem from what you say. There's still some problem with health. Citizens don't have some adequate access to healthcare delivery in the area. This is what we can say, right?
Yeah.
So let's look at the issue of security. Security wise, what can we say about security issues in Nimba and especially in your district where you are, what can we say?
Okay, when it comes to the security side, this year when I way down when it comes to security,
Mm,
because the police here, police who are going out here to so they know the thing I'm going to pay it. It's very strict. When I got paying it, so some of the few that get to the point I said, they saw all the things that we for them to start it.
mm,
Yeah,
okay.
see, mhm.
When you say
But
government is not paying it, is it the national security? Are you referring to or
I'm,
Rufus?
I'm saying there's no police here. The national police around here. But the weapon now, you know, now we see the community weapon. Now, if you see the one community here, sometimes they are telling the city because they're going to like they're wrong, they're DP, they're wrong, okay, well, so why don't
Mm,
you see that? Now, why is that here? It's a increase in the you know, this computer thing online.
okay. All right. Is there any other issue that we can talk about this morning? How is the content this morning? Any other issue? What are the citizens? How are the citizens doing this morning? I think your GB is ready. Did you what do you have breakfast with this morning? I think it's still too early for breakfast. I think for you.
Right? Yes, no. You see the GPR, so too much confidence that the GDP observation level here.
Okay, you watching the major Nimba shipping show, which is Simulcast on Liberia Public Radio, and the voice of Yahweh Mesono is also carrying this. My name is Mark. We will be hosting the district representative district number 7 in Nimba County, the Honorable Roger Doma. He's going to be telling us about some other issue about national concern, issue that has to do with the growth and development of our country. We will be talking about it as soon as he arrives here in the studio. But in the meantime, can we take a few calls from your end, Rufus?
Yeah, nice. Over here.
Yes, just announce a number from that side so that those who are listening via the radio uh, um, can make their own input about what concern what they have as concern.
Okay.
Yes, announce the number. What's the number there again? Okay,
Okay, that's and I want to allow the number.
all right.
You know, that's what I way I in this stream online. Let us use your weapon to you might be the one. So on that the one that time of the copy. Plus the code is over to say that 901 or to say that 5 before I got the people this morning. So what happening is the computer share. Lord, the code is all what again, so also you might be not easy. But in more but just for the 40 this morning, what I hear from who are ministry district, you know, let's know there. Even if it's important, it's not I so they were to work with all your all for this morning. Before they got the info that the white happening to the community this morning.
Okay, Emma will also announce the number for our diaspora listeners and also those who are listening generally in across the world who want to make their telephone call. Emma will just announce. Emma is behind the scene. He will announce the number for the ordinary caller, those who want to make their inputs. And also the WhatsApp number, it will be pinned to our page to Nima Dina page and also like your public radio page so that you can make your input if you wish to. But let's talk about this issue about this news about the little boy who discovered the money. What have been the reaction of citizens of Nima so far? Um, I know your area, Zikepa, where you are. You have a lot of motorcyclists there. Sometimes they will carry people from one place to another. And let's talk about sincerity, Rufus. In terms of when motorcyclists discover things that belong to one or two, or some of their passengers, what can be their reaction? What have you observed so far about their reaction?
Well, when it comes to the motor somebody who thinks this kid or not, the first person I let it overnight
Mm.
because you said just show you reality. That was a motor somebody that put on motor for that's not this kid on one. And family travel to this should be this should now. This should be temporary together. So, where they have our president, which is sharing the information and the game is identity and whatsoever. It's all of that.
Mm.
Some of the salary, discussion with not less than 1 hour and 40 back. You know, the male apprehended who 40 hours and move on the same way, then they put the man, the clinical.
Mm.
From the motorcycle area, we are all that. Things that if you are any part of this Nimba country, before I go, so motorcycle and the people for me, but the first part now, happy hope, happy show and very because those motorcycle areas are all that. We very
So I mean, I'm not talking about organization in general, but I mean, in terms of whenever they see someone thinks the way sometimes if somebody forget about their material, sometimes do they take it to say, oh yes, today pa I get my full fare, for example.
well, in life we have individual differences. We have our very are not without Victoria. Yeah, I'm for it. Hello?
Yes, let's take this caller. Caller, good morning. You welcome on the show this morning, the Nima GB show. What's her name and where are you joining us from? Chris, Rufus, you can handle the call from that end. I think he's not getting us through the audio.
Hello, Mr. Theo.
Okay, I think everyone will just increase the volume down here a bit. Hello, Rufus.
Yeah.
It seems that we are not hearing him through the television. Uh, can we take another person if we have? Because we're not hearing him. Is he still talking?
Okay. That's the voice of Mr. After Theo being a thing security challenge, security issue is so hard, and we have to look after the community work for a while in the national police. I know the starting district number 9, so we have to look after the community work for the security challenge so high.
Mm.
Another call.
Okay, yes,
Good
let's
morning,
take
caller.
another caller.
Good morning, caller. Good morning. Good morning, caller. This call is low.
Okay, are you getting him? The,
No, no. It's right off.
all right, you watching the Nima GB show live from Liberia Public Radio, and of course, Nima D on television, the voice of Yahweh Masono, is also relaying this. If in case today the very first time joining us, to say, come join us. Let's have GB this morning. GB is a breakfast
No, we have a
for the
call.
people. Okay, let's listen to the caller. Good morning.
Jingle.
Good morning.
I think the order can cut to this course. Let them call us on this side. Let me announce it.
Okay, yes, and now Emma will announce the number. Announce the number. Emma.
Rufus, are you hearing us?
Yeah.
Yeah, so please take down that call. Let me call this number that all of them can call us from this side. So yes, so the number to call, Here is 0776 572019. Rufus?
Hello?
Yeah, Rufus, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you just cut off any caller from that side? And you can announce this number to them. 0776. Can you get a number?
Your test right there.
Yeah, 57
Hi, Terry.
2019.
2019. Your test right there.
Yes.
Hi,
57.
Terry.
Yeah.
2019.
Okay, then all of them call this way. In that way,
Okay.
yeah, they will be able to get us.
So just announce the number while we take the call from this end. You still watching the Major Nimba GB show. We coming to you from Monrovia, and of course, in Nimba we are on the voice of Yahweh Masono, 99.1. Is the no is the frequency that there. So hello, Rufus.
Want to give you the number?
0776. Do you have 0776 57?
Hi, Terry.
Yeah, 2019.
2019.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's the number to call.
So that is what I respond our voice this morning on voice of Yahweh Metro. That's the name of TV show on the Martina TV and model, but they are both letting all voice of Yahweh Metro. So you call the number 0776 2019.
Hello, Chris. Rufus, we have a caller here.
Yeah, we have a caller yet. Yes. Oh, you can go ahead, please.
Yeah, this is the game that's the second voice from Finland. It's not the same issue.
Okay, James, go ahead. What's your take this morning?
Well, my concern has to do with national security issue. They are with the social security issue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, since the situation to y'all is not at the security issue,
Yeah.
I completely lacking the role of national security. So for this reason, France is in a hard increase in this district. Because if you just look at what you said about the money that I need,
Mm-hmm.
yes, it is nothing because the board is God fearing.
Okay.
When they come to, issue that best security apparatus around, then you will take this issue to the security, and because they are nationally prepared by their institution as security personnel with the question. So we are appealing to the central government to provide us national security. We are there.
Mm.
The community is right. The Yami, on according the what abuse. So that is my appeal to the central government this morning.
Okay, so you said security. I don't want to hold you so long, but again, you were talking about security, high level of insecurity. Let's put it that way. But again, we hope that the authorities from your area are listening, and they will take the appropriate decision. Thank you so much, sir, for your call this morning on the show. Okay, Emma will once again announce the number so that we can continue the show as we await our guest. This morning is few minutes past 7 a.m. in Liberia, and of course, it's just a little over 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time if you are watching us in the U.S. and other parts of America. We want to say good morning and thanks for joining us. It's very early this morning. We're having a GB on the show. GB is people are asking what's it GB. I'm not seeing no GB here on the desk. Again, all the GB is coming.
So again, we love to say very, very good morning to all of you, and thanks to Mike Dan for all that he's doing, including the team here at Nimba D9 TV. So I guess we have another caller from this end. I would say
Yes,
call,
let's hear from the
and
caller.
then I would actually take this call. Good morning, caller.
You gotta make it a little bit
Yeah.
audible.
So can you hear us?
Yeah, you are right.
Okay. Yeah. So you can just go ahead with your point.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm too happy to be on the show this morning. It's no more else but better UK time from one country.
Okay. So I believe you just have 30 seconds because we have other callers hanging on the line.
Go ahead, Belton.
Yeah, yeah, the issue this morning is about the district number two, which of course became the kickoff day before yesterday. We want to rewrite them. So that's why in district number two, it's really heated because people are coming with a lot of promises to the people again.
How many persons so far are betting? And since you are talking about a by-election in Bonn, how many persons so far? 12 persons in a race there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna be talking about it later on today on Liberia Public Radio afternoon show. So in the meantime, thank you so much for your input on Belton Tano from Banga Bon County there. I want to say thank you so much. You're watching the Nimba Major GB show live from Monrovia. Magda is my name. And of course, Edmond is on the other side of the broadcast. In case today is the very first time joining us, I want to say thank you and keep your comments coming, keep your calls coming as well. We will definitely take your calls. On the show this morning. Like we said, the representative of District Number 7, Nima, is our guest this morning. He will be talking about the issue of national concern. How can Liberia be a better country, especially the issue about integrity? This young boy called this little boy called Emmanuel Tolu. Tolu has made Liberia proud. Liberia and Liberians proud, especially with this issue about accountability and integrity. Yesterday I had a very good interview with him. He said, which will be playing later on, just before his meeting with the president. Um, he said many of the friends have been mocking him, saying that that money could settle him for good, but he said anything that does not belong to me, I gave the money back because it does not belong to me. One thing that I really in the interview, um, not many children are willing or who are so scared when it comes to people's things. The manual parents again kudos to them for bringing up such a child that is afraid of people think. There are many children who are very brave on people things, really. So I don't know if our guest is around. If we can take a quick break to be right back on the show. Our we receiving signal that our guest is around. So let's take a break.
Yeah, let me try to take some musical break from this end. It might come from
Yes.
Nimba. It might actually come from Nimba. Yeah, so let me try to do something from here quick for all of you. So again, we are in Studio 2 here from this end, and we love to say thanks to all those who are tuning. Wherever you're listening to us from, the time here is actually 7:16. So maybe we can take this coming from from Nimba County. Okay, so we just sorry for that little there break rare. So yeah, so we're joining on
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. In case you just joined us, we want to say thank you ever so much for joining us. That's Ambassador Amos Willie, Evangelist Amos Willie. There, his popular name is Yeno Bala in Nimba. So this morning, like we said, we are very privileged to be joined in studio here from Monrovia. We have it's our distinguished pleasure this morning to be joined by Honorable Roger Doma, who is from District Number 7 in Nimba County. So he's going to be telling us about issue of local issue, the issue of national concern, security, health, and so many issues. So, without much time to waste, we want to say good morning, welcome.
Good morning. It's a pleasure being in your studio this morning.
Thank you. My name is Mark, and of course, our technician, our guide in Studio 2 is Edmond Bawi. So, feel free as you are come to our Popo studio here in Monrovia. I want to say this is the studio for Nima Dina TV, also hosted by Liberia Public Radio Online. So this is where we do the magic. So how are things?
Well, first of all, let me say thank you for the setup. Uh, I must admit that you got a very wide coverage across the country and outside of the country. I've been closely following your broadcast, and I want to say thank you for the efforts that you have made. I know before it becomes big, it must start small.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate the innovations and the professionalism that you have put into your work over the past months. I also want to thank God that we were able to enter late last night from Nimba, and I think God has been carrying us through.
Mm. So how is Nimba? You are from parts of your district is in
Sancta Pierre bound.
yeah, and
Mhm.
I'm driving
Okay.
at something. Uh, the issue of road condition because between the corridor from Saclay to Ganta, that corridor it seems not to be good. I was there last week. What's the condition now?
Well,
Because you said drive from there last night.
yes, yes, yes.
It seems that some difficulties time now.
Yeah, it is challenging, per modern standard. But I think the company that is constructing the road from Ganta to Secretary is trying to do maintenance.
Okay.
So it is not as difficult as it has been over the years.
Okay.
So we drove, per our standard, we drove smoothly.
Wow. Per your standard, meaning as per
Our local standard.
yeah, as per
Once we are able to go
the
through.
kinds of vehicle that you have,
Yeah.
because of that, you were able to plan.
Yeah, yes. And it is also difficult, the road between Saclay and Bound.
Mm.
It is something like 20 minutes drive, 15 to 20 minutes drive from Saclay to Bound. But that road is inaccessible right now. So you got to leave from Saclay, come all the way to Yasno, use the board belt before you can go to Bound, which I think is very immediate for our people.
Wow, because from Ban to, I mean, from Saclay to Ban, it's a very short distance.
Very short distance, and the health center in Bound normally does a referral to the hospital, the health center in Saclay. So instead of using that short route, they will have to pass all the way to Yasno.
Wow, that's a very difficult thing. The last time, since we are talking about rule, the last time the caucus, your caucus, the NEMA caucus, agreed to in collaboration with Ministry of Public Works to do some 20 days rehabilitation on the road from Saclay to Tapeta. Okay, before we come to other issues, let's talk about it a bit. How far this initiative has gone so far?
They have gone a bit far, and then they are trying to approach grade if my information is correct. But the real information I got about 2 weeks ago, they were right around Petu. But when I asked the recent time, they said they were approaching grade. And I hope that information is correct.
Okay. So, who's funding this? The government of
Yes,
Liberia?
the government of Liberia is funding this. and they are using the counting machines.
Okay, so let's go back to some other issue before we come back to your district. Nimba is in the news. A child from Nimba recently made some history. Uh, I, 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 I've been following national media, local media, and international media talking about this little boy, this little child who has showed some level of integrity in our country, one among millions who has showed that level of being so sincere, honesty and sincerity. What can you say?
Well, first of all, let me thank the parents of the child. I believe if they have taught the child in sincerity, he was not going to exhibit that for all of us to know Emmanuel. So we want to thank the parents, and we hope that other parents around this country will see the example that they have set and know that have been exemplified in their son. Um, I've been really, really impressed. I think this is the kind of behavior that we need, not just in children, but our entire citizenry, if Liberia is going to move forward. Mark, if you go to public service areas, people will want you to tip them before they can provide the services that they are being paid for. If you ride in a commercial car, you grab something, you will never see it again. Least to talk about you carrying yourself and dropping your money and somebody else who got no connection with you coming and finding that money. If it was some of our citizens, that would be a break for them in life. But this little boy took it to the parents, and the parents did not encourage him to hide the information. They kept it until they were able to find the owner of the money. So you will see that it is something that roll out from the parents. And so Emmanuel want to say thank you for the character that you have exhibited. And we know we are calling on our young people who got a future. They know that all of us are fighting for. We see it as an example that all of them can copy.
One other concern yesterday when I had an interview with him after the arrival from Tapeta, um, other concerns are coming that this child, in order for such an integrity that he's coming with to be maintained, there should be something tangible, either educational wise or his well-being, so as his colleagues or friends in the society cannot mock at him, say, "Oh, you are foolish boy. You gave up $50,000. Your luck."
If I would talk with my colleague on Rodriguez, if we can even adopt Emmanuel to be his son to live with him here, so that you will be able to send him to go school. And the government will use him as an icon that will transform the lives of many young people who see insincerity as a shortcut to life. So yes, I will agree with them. In order for them for the kind of character to not be discouraged, the kind of integrity that you have demonstrated to not be looked at as foolishness. Sorry for my word. I think those of us who are leaders must be able to keep that young boy in a condition that everybody will be proud of him.
So another people and some other integrity experts are saying, if for example, in order to remember or to set some high standard of upbringing, his own behavior, or I mean, after he had discovered this, integrity institution should now join together to maybe, if all they can name, setting or bill after him.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, Something that is already in the making, not a new thing. For example, the president of Liberia, a bill was in for the Freedom of Information Act. Our former president, Adula Kamara Adula, was very instrumental in pushing, in ensuring that freedom of information is maintained in Liberia. So as such, after that act was finally passed into law, it was named the Kamara Adula Kamara Freedom of Information Act.
I remember that. Yeah. And definitely the Anti-Corruption Commission, and other integrity institutions, need to work together to ensure that Emmanuel can be remembered in that way, so that young people will know that some of the things you do in life might appear foolish, they might appear common, but they are things that touch society in a very big way. So I will agree with that, that he be, iconized in our country, in order for reference to be made to him.
Okay, you watching the major Nima GB show on Nima Dina television. We are also simulcasting this on Liberia Public Radio, and of course, the voice of Yahweh Mesono, who is getting us via the radio. So, good morning, Rufus. Are you still with us? I think you are. If you have any question for the honorable, before we get to other issue, Rufus, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. No question yet. I just go out.
Okay, if you have any call, just let us know. We will definitely give you the time to answer. I mean, so that the people can ask their question. So let's go to other district related issue, district development, locally. Um, how is it like? First, we were just jumping, talking about road,
Yeah.
but let's look at your own district. Saklepi is it's a Saklepi Man district, which is electoral district 7. Let's look at how are things. The starting with education issue first.
Yeah. My district is split between Zoga and Secretary Mine.
Mm,
Uh, the Zogbal portion
okay.
is within Zoga Administrative District, Statutory District,
Okay.
and the Wingbe side of it is within Secretary Statutory District. But I want to commend our people. I think there are people who are willing to raise themselves above poverty, and take care of some of the needs that they have. I have had personal experiences in all of the communities. They undertake their own initiative, and most of the time they will recognize their own needs and bring them forth to us. So as we speak, there are several things that we have been doing. Before I became representative, I've been helping a couple of young people at grade level. At that time, few at university and colleges. When we got elected, we decided to get a couple of them. We have been helping them. We have not been easy. We had economic crisis in 2019, followed by COVID-19 in 2020. So there have been crisis upon crisis, which posed some challenges for us. However, we are not deterred. That's our passion, because some of us came from the background of education. So we want to encourage our young people. It might not be because we want to do it for political reason. We are doing it out of passion, as I said, and to also encourage the young people to develop themselves into the kind of citizens that we anticipate them to be. So we have been intervening one way or the other. If you go to Bankway, the school facility there, turned out to be very small now for the community.
Is big. Is it that the enrollment has increased?
It has significantly increased, and the facility can no longer accommodate the student population. So we did a 3-classroom, annex. We have not completed it. We are hoping that God will supply our needs so that it can be completed before the next academic year. We have been doing some interventions with other schools. For instance, in Bam, the Saka Public School, which is a junior high school, was evicted in 2019. When they called upon us, we provided them some zinc. They did on a roof structure, that they put taponi around, and the students, started an enrollment process. When we went to inspect the area for the first time, we found out that the sticks were not guaranteed, so we provided $80,000, and they built pillows to make the roof to be guaranteed, so that in terms of storm, we can experience some disasters. That was what we could do at that time. But presently, we have completed building walls, of the school. they are almost at the completion of plastering the school, so that we can do the floor laying and see how our kids can have a conducive learning environment, in that part of our district. So these are some of the things we have been doing. We supply our district education officers both in Saclay and Bound, with computer, with laptop computers. So we have been trying to just encourage them to say in the midst of some of the struggles you go through, let all of us make the sacrifices to provide quality education for our
So
people.
are you doing, Honorable, are you doing this in collaboration with national government? National what have been
No,
national government's own intervention?
we have been talking about the Bound High School a lot. In recent time, government gave school grants to some of the high schools in the district. The Johnny Boga High School, the Secretary Central High School, they are all doing some, impressive work to make sure that we have a conducive learning environment. They also give some to Bound High School. They have completed the legislative project that Tuna started there. It's a very decent building now. And then they had the library that has some rooms. They also completed it so that they can prepare for students to move there, because the main building is now worthless. We have always talked about it, but we thank God that national government has now taken the initiative to reconstruct the school. As we speak, the bidding process has been going on, and we hope that construction of the Band High School can start soon. So that what national government has been doing. But the rest of the ones that I just mentioned are things that we have been doing
Your
along with
personal
it.
initiative.
Yeah, we have been doing it along with the communities.
Okay. So so far, enrollment is good and national government is coming in and so forth. But let's now transition to um, the issue the issue of security. Sometimes there have been some news coming from that area, especially people coming clash with human animal conflict. Let me put it that way. What have been your own intervention when you're in terms of the district, um, because that is creating some level of insecurity for citizens. I don't know what is was that in your district?
Where we have been experiencing, some of those issues.
Yeah, where the child was children were being taken away by animal.
Yes, that's not in my district.
Okay,
It is in district number 8,
okay,
or Larry Young's district, and some extent in the district number 4, on the Kompo Katmon's district. We have not experienced that in our district. Uh, um, but I think it's a concern for all of us,
yeah.
because once a citizen of Nimba County is touched, you know, no matter what district you come from, a citizen of our country has been touched. So it's a concern for all of us. We hope that the Forestry Development Authority can step in a strong way to ensure that the lives of our people are secure.
Okay. So let's talk about security in general now. I was just
Yeah.
trying to point at something that will, as an example, but security wise, what can you say about your district and the surrounding of districts?
I think our security apparatus there is doing well. We have a joint security situated in Bound City.
Okay.
We also have a joint security situated in Saclay, and we have the Community Watch Forum, which is very active in all of the communities, providing general security for our people. We also have our traditional people who are there, ensuring that the security of our people are guaranteed. In case there is any threat, they come out, the men come out, to ensure that such situation is arrested. It doesn't mean that we don't have security situations. They are there, but I think in most of the cases, the police and other security apparatus are there. They are able to intervene.
Okay, so let's move a bit to Capitol Building. But in case you just joined us, you're watching the Nima Major GB show here live on Nima Dina television. The voice of Yahweh Mesno is also relaying this, and Liberia Public Radio is simulcasting this as well. So if you are out there, you can put your calls through. Emma will just announce the number while we continue. Emma, can you announce the number?
Okay, so the numbers to call again are 0776 572019. 0776 572019.
Okay. So if the WhatsApp number as well, can you just announce it
Okay,
so
so
that
the
we
WhatsApp
can?
number is pinned on the screen already. So, but it's 0700231778070604. But it's already on the television screen.
Okay, so it's pinned there. It's already pinned on the television screen. You can call those numbers and be a part of the Nimba Major GB show. And the GB is here. We're gonna we'll take care of the GB later. But honorable, let's come to Capitol Building now. Uh, the legislature, the Nimba caucus. How are things? The caucus headed by Senator Prince Johnson.
I think the caucus is okay. I always told people, even in our homes, we can have some differences, but I don't think the Nimba caucus allows those differences to stop the work that needs to be done in Nimba County. Last week we had a very productive meeting. Tomorrow we will be meeting again. We did an assessment of the operation area of Asnameta in
We were
Yekepa.
just coming to that.
Yes, so the caucus agreed that our COS, our chief of office staff, should meet and scrutinize the petition that have come so that they can just synchronize that into one document that the caucus can push on the floor of the legislature. So they met on Friday. I understand they are meeting today to finalize that document so they can submit it to us tomorrow. And
How many petitions you received so far? I remember one coming from the daughters of mountains.
yes, and then another one from the general citizens, and most of them came from the affected communities. So we have those two petitions. Besides that, other professionals from Nimba County, have been calling us and expressing what they expect of us, and we hope that we can make the case so that our colleagues can listen to us for some of those situations to be resolved.
During your visit, Mita still, based on the agreement, it seems to us that, like us Liberians, that most of the agreement in the MDA has not been met at all.
Yes, they still they lag behind in a lot of things. For instance, one of the concerns I got is just the environment that they operate from, where they take, the coal, product that they need from the country where they take it from. I think that environment doesn't, represent them. They didn't say they live there. If they are human enough, I know they will work hard to improve it. And the good thing is that Lamco came and saw that forest and put up beautiful structures. You came and met the structures and you cannot maintain them. Instead, you are importing containers to live in them. It shows that I don't want to surmise, but I want to accuse them that they maybe they don't have good intention while they're operating in Liberia. We hope that they can improve on that.
Are they now well designed containers? For example, the United Nations came here and they built a very nice thing where some of them were hospitals. So it's not
That's
a good place for
that,
living.
that emergency intervention we're talking about.
Okay.
The United Nations came when we were in crisis and we have broken down all of our structures. So when they came, they did those things. I remember during the Ebola, the United Nations came and they even built upon some of the facilities that we have to operate from. For instance, in Ganta, on Ganta mission there, they went and took the girls' dorm, they renovated it nicely, and they were there. When they left, the school just moved in, did minor renovation, we started using the building. If you look at the new hospital, Ganta Hospital was building, during the Ebola, they used they improve on that, to have it as Ebola treatment center. So they were improving facilities where there were not facilities. The filling the gap will continue. But it is not in the case of Arsenal Metal. You met this place, and I believe
demolish it and then
yeah, you some of the areas you just need something that $4,000 to have it completed, put it into a shape that your staff can conducively live in, for them to be satisfied to work for you. But you put them in continuum where the kitchen and the bathroom are just in the same area. There's no porch. When current goes and the place is heated, they come and sit down outside. So if rain is falling, because they can't withstand the heat, they will have to sit under the ring outside, until current can come or the ring can stop.
are those houses or continual electrified?
Yeah, they got electricity. They got electricity in there. I mean, if you don't have
Because the
electricity,
last time somebody was telling us that a reporter there that some of the places, some of the staff facility don't have electricity except for the senior staff.
one thing I know is that continuum, if you don't have electricity to cool the area, you will not be able to live in it, where it's very heated. Okay, so I believe that there are electricity. I have not been in Yikipa in the night, one day in the day, and what I observe is what I'm talking about. So and right now, the power grid, the public grid has gone there. Jungle Water has extended, to Yikipa. So I don't see the reason why Arsenal Metal will not electrify, the home of even the sweeper of the company. Everybody need to have that.
Probably they want to minimize their use of energy.
That's why I talk about intention of operating in Liberia. I hope those of us who are in leadership will ensure that while national government is getting its benefit, through whatever means, taxes, whatever means whatever benefit we're getting from Arsenal Metal, our citizens who are also working there, can be satisfied while they are risking their life for the company.
So this has put lawmakers, including the Nimba caucus, who have gone to have some first-hand information. They have put you people in a seat to somehow call on your colleagues as Mita is about to enter into its expanded operation in Liberia, talking about $800 million.
Yes, and that was the essence of the visit. We want to thank Senator Poon for bringing up the idea, and encouraging all of us to go to see for ourselves, so that when we come, we will not just be talking about national interests, but we'll also be talking about the interests who are within the interests of the people within the employ of Arsenal Metal and people who live within the operation area that have been affected by that operation. We had town hall meetings with them, affected communities. We had personal interview with some of the employees. We have personal interaction with them, and they expressed some of the concern that they had that they cannot come in public. They were expressed to us in confidence, and that's why we will be encouraging our colleagues to ensure that some of these things are tied down in the MDA before we can either expand or extend Arsenal Metal's operation in Liberia.
There have been some critics, some advocates have been saying that since indeed Mita did not lay up to the first MDA, it was never implemented fully, so there should be no need for expansion.
Meta is doing this thing very cleverly. At the time, our economy is in a difficult situation. Unemployment rate is high, and 2023 is fast approaching, and the government wants to ensure that it can be released in terms of employment, and job creation, getting additional funding to run the country. So that kind of temptation is difficult for national government to just let it go. Yeah. So
You call it temptation.
so that's temptation. So because if you still got something that 6 years, or 9 years to go, and you are saying, oh no, let's expand and extend the contract, then I think it is a temptation, right? So all we can do is that we go into the old MDA, or let me say the current MDA, and say that even though you are asking for expansion or extension, you have not completed X, Y, Z. Can we attach timeline that you are going to, accomplish this? And we instruct in the MDA that if there is not accomplished within this time frame, there is an automatic cancellation of the MDA.
Of your extension.
Oh yes, it is. Yeah, yeah. I mean the one that they have brought now for ratification.
Mm.
So once that is there and everybody signed, it is sealed. And I'm sure that Arsenal Metal will be on obligation to complete those.
So we shouldn't say that halt or cancellation of the current president.
No, for me, in my own mind, there is no need to even extend or expand until those things are accomplished. But remember that the legislature is a house of politics,
Yeah.
where the majority take the day. Those of us from Nimba County, we can say no, we do all the fighting. And
You are just 9.
we are 9, so they can go.
11%.
Yeah, the rest of the counties, I'm just assuming, can get against us, get the numbers that they need, then they pass it without our consent. But the risk in that is that they will be creating insecurity for the company. Because if the people of Nimba are saying that we are not satisfied with this company is with us, they live with us, and then the rest of the countries who are not even near, Arsenal Metal operation, gang against us to say this is what we're happy. I don't know what will be the reaction of Nimba Kande tomorrow. So I hope all of us will just take this and look at the concern as national leaders and work towards it so that at the end of the day, when this is passed, we all can our citizens can have some smiles on their faces.
Okay, you're watching the major Nima GB show live from Nima Dina Television and Simulcast on Liberia Public Radio. We still have with us here in our studio Honorable Roger Doma, the Honorable Representative of District Number 7 in Nimba. He's our guest. So our lines are open. Emma will just announce the number as we have a few more minutes to go, approximately 10 minutes to go. At 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. Liberian time, we will be taking leave of the Honorable this morning. So our guys from Voice of Yahweh Mesno, are you still with us? Rufus?
Yeah, I'm there.
Rufus, can you
No,
do we have any call?
No call
Okay,
yet.
just echo the number from here. Echo the number.
Okay, so
One question.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, first of all, Doma, let me say the pleasure has been on for such a beautiful morning.
Thank you.
Yeah. We are also led to appreciate you for what you have said this morning. So, instead of the selection of a period, you must come to your life. For my first point, the team has done on one zero machine now, like you must get everything the program. And therefore, we are able to that in each of it, let's say, representative on each of it, on the night, representative on the night district, to be based in the county, settlement, first, so that they will do settlement in the working between the nations. So, how far they are.
Well, as we speak, the PMC is working on the work schedule of the machines. They are supposed to be submitting it to us, hopefully this week, so that the caucus can peruse and endorse the work plan. And right after that, work across the county will be starting. We have been awaiting the dry season. And here we believe that road work can be done effectively during rainy season. So that's why the machines have been packed. And as we speak, a few weeks from now, I know the machines will be flying all across the county.
Thank you.
Is that all from your end, Rufus? Do you have any question again?
Well, I thought along.
All right. Let's announce the number once again, so that people who are listening can make their input.
Okay, so the numbers to call again are 077-657-2019.
Okay. If you get the number, you can make your call. You can put in your code. We'll take your call. If you are on WhatsApp, you can also take the number that is pinned on our Facebook page or the Facebook pages of Liberia Public Radio and Nima Dina Television. You you can take any of the numbers and make your input this morning. And Mr. Honorable Roger Duma will be glad to interact with you this morning. So, in terms of bill, let's talk about you as a lawmaker. In terms of bill, so far, what can we say from your end? Has
Well,
there
I,
been
I
any?
think we submitted two, but at that time,
Okay.
the president placed moratorium on the creation of additional administrative structure
Mm,
in our governance system. That was to create the township of Gaopa and Miaple.
okay.
So that did not go through, you know, a level of the committee. The committee was not able to come up with the report,
Mm,
but I was one of those who co-sponsored the standalone bill. That's the bill that uh, try to that is setting is trying to protect the social development funds that come to the country
mm,
instead of it going to consolidated account where government will have to do approval. They are saying they just go straight to the escrow account of
of the
of
country.
the county. I co-sponsored that. There was recently a bill that the lower house passed, to protect the elderly in our society. I co-sponsored that. One of those who sponsored the, the, the drug law that's currently before the House of Representatives. So, yeah, we have been involved with that. As you may be aware, the Nimba Community College, is now elevated at a degree level. Honorable Gueglo submitted that bill. All of us, co-sponsors, the caucus co-sponsored that. And these are some of the work that we've been doing in the House.
Mm. So, how important it is?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, for you just off the line.
Okay, okay, no problem. We're hoping that the person will call back. But I remember how important it is for the people in Nimba. That college established in 2010 now is going to a 4-year degree granting institution.
I think it's very important for our people because we know Monrovia is a strange terrain. Most of the time, we have our students coming and situations here. Most of them are not able to handle the situation here, so they end up going back to the county. For example, when we started, I brought about 48 persons to the Bashir in the university,
Mm.
but most of them could not cope with the situation in Monrovia and they had to run back to Nimba. But if you compare that with the number that we have in Nimba, at the Nimba Community College, most of them have graduated. They were able to keep themselves in San Nicole. They can run to their various homes during weekends and get food to go back. So I think having a 4-degree granting institution in Nimba County is a welcoming development for our young people and Nimba County in general. And I think it's going to even propel the educational rate, of the county. And this is very, very much important for all of us.
So you're going to release some burden
Oh yes.
On their parents and
Yeah.
also officials.
Oh
of the
yes.
country.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Instead of coming here, the rent in Monrovia is not compared to the rent in San Nicolas.
Sure.
So that's a huge relief, for parents and those who have the desire to help other young people to have their dreams come true.
You talk about a proposed bill protecting the elderly. Let's talk about many a time people don't have time for the age people.
Yes, I mean it's not just people in general. I think we have now had a national program
Mm.
that we specifically look at
Hello.
the young people. I mean the older people.
Yeah.
And this bill is intended to.
Yes. Let's take this call. Go ahead, Rufus. Hello, Rufus. Oh, that person needs to be a bit audible. Can you put the person's phone on a speaker or something?
Are you hearing?
He's coming in very thinly. We're not hearing him actually.
Yeah, hello.
He calling from where? Yeah, man.
Transport.
Okay. Go ahead.
So you are what's the point for all the point to honorable man with you now?
Okay, I think we're not getting clearly, but you can just relay that and Honorable will respond. Before just holding there, let's.
Okay. So basically what I'm saying that the comment or no matter for started effort this morning. But the question is we spoke about security within this district and also I mean within this country and also the Waporo. So what are some mechanisms that we are putting in place so that those continue Waporo will be the first not some of the areas still reduction because they are waiting for partners and packages. So what are some mechanisms that we are putting in place to stretching them to continue our
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yuan. I think the Community Watch Forum group is a voluntary group providing securities for their communities. All we can do is to just encourage them, give them words of encouragement. I think some part of last year, I was able to get T-shirts to give to them so that because I move in the community and see uniforms they wear and what have you. So to encourage them, I said, oh, let me get some new T-shirts I can give to them, which would be a motivation to them. Besides that, when you go in the community, they can provide God, you give them their token and what have you. That's the extent. But I think that we should go beyond that, for the communities to be able to take the initiative, even if that 2 cups of rice every month, you give it to them because when you are in trouble and you cannot overcome the trouble, you call them and they come and overcome the trouble for them. So our communities need to now start strategizing as to how they can do some interventions to these people.
Okay, do you have any call there with us before we continue from this end?
no I just continue all the money for the radio for council. So you know anytime before I get up.
Okay, all right. So, Honorable, you were in flight. We were talking about the protection of the elderly people who are aged.
Yeah, so that I always told people that old age is a blessing. All of us want to get old, and nobody will imagine that if I get old, I want to be abandoned. I know in Liberia we have been taking care of our young people, our old people in the home, but this time around the bill.
Let's sorry to wait there. Let's take this caller. Caller, good morning. Okay, go ahead. Is it caller? All right, all right.
Okay.
Sorry, that call was not meant for the air. Sorry. So continue, Honorable.
Yeah, so the bill is intended to have a national program rolled out that will be able to cater for our older people, our mothers and fathers who have aged and are not able to work to sustain themselves. That's a core idea behind the bill.
All right, Honorable. Time has caught up with us. Is there any other final parting comment before we take leave of you this
Well,
morning?
again, I want to thank you for the effort, to get me here this morning to have this interaction with you and the public. I hope this will not be the last. I look forward to coming back, so that we can have more and more interactions. I want to thank the public out there, especially people from my district, for working along with us. Every community I go to, I get encouraged, to look at the requests that come out because the people themselves are willing to come in. For instance, when we were doing the school honors in Bankwai, the town hall in Kondom community, the town hall in Blapa, and the one in Losekian, and the refurbishing of the Palava hall in Kwetuo. Most of the places, I don't look for local materials. You
Wow.
see the people themselves in a joyous mood, bringing the sand and the gravel. So all I need to do is just to carry the steel rod, to carry the cement and the zinc and the nails, things that did the second produce. And in some instances that when we're building the bridge in Yao, you know, the community volunteer young people who did the construction from there. If you see it, you would think that it is the Ministry of Public Works that did that construction. But it was it was young people from our place, and all they needed was for us to just feed them. So what we gave them was not paid, it was just feeding. So they have been pushing me, they have been encouraging me, to do intervention. And I really, really want to appreciate the citizens across the district for that kind of attitude. I hope we can continue with it, as we all seek to improve the livelihood of our people there.
Okay, folks, that's all the time we have to be with you on this edition of the Nimba Major GB Show. It's brought to you every Monday on Nimba D9 Television and Simulcast on Liberia Public Radio. On behalf of the entire team here from our studio, thanks to the management of Liberia Public Radio, our guys in the United States of America, Mr. Alfonso Zienso, who's lost his mother recently. Also to the Pape in Sacramento, Sansin Branto. Thanks to you all for the support. Thank you so much, Emma Bawi. Thank you. Thanks to the rest of the guys. Thank you.
I know the media transition. I'm running the thing. They'll get the